around for me, and it's because my knees don't want to do the steps to get up to the stage. It's like, son of a gun. I want to thank Carla for talking about lockdown, because I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I've been on lockdown for 3 years and 1 month, and I'm ready for it over with. Okay, let's see, get my light on here. Talk about old school, huh? Okay, this is a true story, and it's called Chicken Love. Outside in my flower bed, there is a brown and white speckled hen, close to death. She used to share the doghouse with Macaroni, my elderly golden retriever. I used to worry about her, thinking it pretty queer for a dog and a chicken to share such close quarters. They would come out together in the morning when I put out food. The dog stretching, the chicken flapping her wings. The hen always waited until the dog was finished before she collected the scraps. I sort of admired her courage and her ingenuity when it came to getting food. But yesterday, her luck ran out. Maybe it was an accident, or maybe she was too hungry and tried to move in too fast to collect her part of the food. I will never know. But I found her laying totally still on the bare ground near the doghouse, only her eyes moving, her neck stretched out on the earth. A big area of feathers had been ripped from her neck. A little dried blood showed in a few places, but she didn't look bad enough to not be moving. I picked her up gently and moved her into the grass of my flower garden. She didn't move and then I feared her neck may have been broken, so I was afraid to move her again. The dog, her roommate, acted with not a bit of remorse. I am furious with her. What the hell? What is wrong with you, fool? That chicken was your friend, and friends aren't easy to come by. But in her typical dog denseness, she acted oblivious. The next morning, the hen was still there, in the exact same position, nestled in the grass under the rosebush, and next to her was a little rooster. Her mate. I realized then they had always scratched around the yard together, and in my human obliviousness, I didn't realize they were life mates. He has been there for several days now, standing over the body of his dying mate. I have gone out to check her, and she appears dead to me, but he stays, standing watch, and I have not the heart to take her away from him. I cried this morning when I saw him, a simple animal with such devotion, and I thought of my own husband, who left me alone in the hospital when I was seriously ill, and who years later would abandon me for good. And I said to myself, never again will I look at any animal with a prejudiced eye, thinking that Homo sapiens are better kinder or more loving than they. True, they have not words to tell us of their thoughts or stories, but then it follows that they cannot fake words and ideas, twist and turn them to cause pain and confusion. They are what they are, and are known for their actions and presence alone. How would the world be different if human beings operated on the same principles? After about a week in this sorry state, when I checked on her one morning, she had moved closer to the bush. I quickly ran for some water. She tried to drink, but couldn't lift her head to do so. Trying to help her didn't work and made things worse, so I left her to her miraculous healing. The next day, she had moved again, and the water in the shallow bowl was half gone. The rooster was still there. I brought some cornmeal, sprinkled it on the ground, and held my breath. Moving like a drunk on a week-long bender, she staggered up and tried to eat, swaying and missing the ground. She eventually made contact with the food, then collapsed onto the earth again. Now totally drawn into the chicken drama, I hurried out the next morning to find her standing. I scrambled into the house to get a bit of meal and ran back out, where, to my astonishment, the little rooster had grabbed her by her brutalized neck and was doing what appeared to me rape chicken style. I screamed and grabbed a nearby broom and beat him off her and chasing him across the yard into the road. She stood there, swaying and blinking. Well, so much for chicken love. And my romantic idea of animal devotion. Then I remembered my grandma's words from years before. Never put human values and morals on animals. It never fits. The hen survived and eventually showed up in a couple of weeks with a younger rooster. Sometimes justice comes on little chicken feet and best served cold.